Bonjour, this is ZeRaider and welcome to this new Paladins video. Today we're going to talk about tanks, or how they call in Paladin, Frontlines. The Frontliners can be either proper tanks, they can be damage hybrid tanks, they can be shielders, they can be CC, focused on mostly of cloud control and stuns and slow and everything. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the 3 tanks I actually have, and then after that, like the last video, explaining all the other tanks and the ones I would like to do. I forgot to cut off my mic when I was playing, so sometimes there's a few noises, not much, but I'm sorry about that. I couldn't re-record everything. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you at the end of the video. And here we are, we start with Fernando. I'm really annoyed because I actually thought I recorded the whole thing and then I forgot to, I made a mistake and stopped my mic at the same time, so yeah, great. So we are starting with Fernando, which is my least favorite of the 3 tanks for Frontlines I have. I don't really like this character, I don't like this design, I don't really like his voice. His kit is good, and it's considered a really good character. I don't like it. The only good things about... Well, no, there's a lot of good things. He has a very good shield, but there's a cooldown on it contrary to Reinhardt, and that tends to annoy me. His primary weapon is really good at short range, and can actually do a lot of peeling and everything. He has a charge in formability, which mostly works for engaging, not disengaging, but still, it's a good thing. I don't know why I dislike him, but I dislike him. His ultimate is, you'll see later, is able to make everyone... I don't use it really well in this game, or probably never, but he allows nobody to be killed around him, so like to keep still in a position, but life still goes down to a certain minimum. His fireball is really good. His range fireball, because it applies a burn effect, so dot damage over time. I don't know why I dislike him that much, because when I took... Oh, this was absolutely stupid. I remember. I charged, and I was like, oh, I'm in the middle of them. What's up, Nick? And here I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep doing damage. Enemy double kill. But my enemy triple kill. My comrades just got killed. Is the perfect example of the front line. This shield is excellent. But his issue is if he gets flanked, he's getting destroyed, because his escape is mostly forward, so most of the time he's going to make you go in the wrong direction, unless you really use it to turn, but by the time you turn and you go, usually it's already too late, but probably you can use it like this. It's just a proper front line that goes in the middle of the fray, and just, or you put him in front of your damage dealers with the shield. You can't use anything during the shield, but you don't have to keep it, contrary to Reinhardt in Overwatch. And then you wait for your damage and a flanker to just deal, and then once they have done a little bit, you rush, you flame, and you get it. It's a bit irrational why I don't like him. Maybe it's the first character I've ever tried, I think, because I think he was given to you at the beginning. I don't know, but I know I checked online and a lot of people like him. It's rational, it happens. God, this guy was... Okay, so that was a very bad ult. I was alone, but I was about to die, and actually, we stayed in the fight. I get destroyed. What do you use as items? I forgot to use the items, I remember at that time. Haven, not even a question. You could use Cauterize for the red. Doesn't really matter, you don't really need the red. The yellow, I would use Kronos to decrease the cooldown. Because I think the cooldown on the shield is a bit long. Use your cards too, in order to limit the cooldown, or to do synergies between your weapons in order to decrease the cooldown of the shield. The shield is your best friend. Some people use this character as an hybrid tank flank, where the charge and the primary weapon and the fireball are the most used in the kit. I have one. I don't use it like this, because I don't use this character anyway. But right now I have a quest linked to shielding. I need to shield for 150,000. And this is a good character to do that with. Yeah, I charged ridiculously in the middle. When I say in the fray, actually you can't be in the middle. You need to be in front of the enemies, not in the middle of them. Because if you get flanked, you're dead. So, close, but not too close, and just get your shield. Boom! And then everyone from behind is going to do that. I finally did my items, so honestly at the end of the game we really destroy them on this. So the shield is a good defense against Drogo's ultimate, which if you don't know Drogo's, because I have no damage, Drogo's ultimate one-shots anyone in the game.
Victory.
Yeah, that's it. I have the play of the game, so let's watch it and then we'll go to the next character. Damage over time. Ruckus is a goblin in a robot. They both have a voice. That is, a lot of people think it's quite close to Diva from Overwatch. To some aspect, yes, it's a mix of Orisa and Diva. Usually I take Overdrive, which gives more damage. This time I decided to take the Emitter, because it's, and I take the Emitter build, which is focused around his shield. Okay. I'll talk about the cards a little bit. What is loadout? He has a 200 machine gun, 200 bullets machine gun. That is really good. It's 40 damage per bullets, 60 headshots. It's peeling, and you just annoy from afar. He has 2 missiles on the L2 with a fairly long cooldown, fairly long, like 8 seconds. He has a double dash, you can use twice. And finally, the emitter with his shield that only stays for a while and then disappears after a few seconds. But because I put the emitter, it gives a 3000 something there. Okay, so you're gonna see during this game that that's basically what I do. This is not, even if it's in the category frontline, it's not a frontline. I suppose there are ways to, it's not resilient enough. There are ways to use it as a pure frontline, but I don't think so. I think it's more of a bruiser. What is a bruiser? It's someone, like I said, who's going to do peeling, who's going to do poking, who's going to do a lot of damage by burst, but never, you'll see, I'm never in the front. Because there's, I can use my weapon from quite far, but if I don't have my emitter, my health isn't really not big for a tank. So yeah, use him like this. You're gonna see the gameplay watching is not great because it's quite static, but you're gonna see the burst damage with especially the ultimate that I'll talk about when we see it. The ultimate is absolutely amazing and works really well on objective-based maps, especially. So Onslaught is great, Siege can be really good, Team Deathmatch not as much. That's not the front line I would take for Team Deathmatch. To be perfectly honest, almost all the front lines are not really good for Team Deathmatch. It's extremely rare that you have a really good one. The next one, number one, probably. Still. So, in terms of items, I would advise you to take Chronos, or for the cooldowns of your missiles if you want, or if you enjoy the ultimate as much as me, you take Moral Boost, that boost the, like you'll see, first use of double kill. Every time I use it, if I'm not being an idiot, I get at least 2 kills plus a lot of damage. And you'll see at the end with the stat, I'll show you the stat and you see what I'm talking about. So, it's a very selfish character. He doesn't do anything to anyone else. He has an emitter on himself, he can rush, but he is a front line that doesn't help anyone. Like Fernando has his shield, for example, or his ultimate. None at all progress. It's completely selfish, which is why I don't consider a front line. And I repeat, don't put him in front. Don't. You will misuse him. And so what I do with the charge is just sometimes I'm like, okay, I need a bit of a respite, so I go get my life back. Life rip is amazing because you have so many bullets. Like each bullet gives you a little bit of life, so it goes back up like you have life rip level 3. You can sustain yourself between the emitter and this. You can sustain. Okay, 1 and 2 again, plus another 1 with elimination. But yeah, 2 kills, 2 eliminations almost every time if they are on the point. So it's really good for Onslaught. It's probably the best game mode from him, actually. Yeah, not much else to say. Just like this. Keep the height of your bullets fairly high. Because to heal those are the headshots, and they do 60 instead of 40, so it's quite good. look, reload time is not that bad. It's actually quite good. So it's fairly static gameplay, and some people might find it boring. The thing is, it's so efficient when you use it well that I don't care. All I know is I see the feed and just my name all the time. Play of the game, most damage, blah blah blah. When you start to do more damage with the frontline damage themselves, it doesn't happen all the time, but 100k damage, you'll see, just up to that. Well, it's worth it. I'm about to use my ultimate again. I'm gonna get it. And we were struggling a little bit, so I waited a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, I've got 2 people, enough. Boom, 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 boom. All 3 people were dead, so I gave them time to come back. So temporization, like tempo, peeling, poking, and then ultimate. And then I think that you're gonna use it well. Again, I'm kind of a beginner, so maybe some people won't agree. That's just the way I play it. And I'm going to use it in ranked, very, very probably, because nobody takes Fortnite usually.
Enemy triple kill.
Yeah, Moral Boost, Haven, Life Rip, and Cauterize. Though, because even the reload time, not interesting. So I would take him like I almost always take the same thing, but the yellow is the one I change the most in these cases. And this character, I think, more robust is the more important. Having once more your ultimate in a game, or even better, twice more than if you don't have this this item, I think is really important. So here I had to go away, and you'll see that as soon as I'm gone, it's more complicated on the point. Grover went too far, decided to fight it off, then use his ultimate only for himself. So all in all, my retreat was good. Now as soon as I'm not here, boom, boom, I die. Because the constant damage I do while they fight is what makes them do kills, and they don't realize that. You don't realize. Okay, again, up, 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 and a double kill again. All the time. In general, double kill and double elimination is doable easily. You can even wipe the whole team. Like if you have a good people, they are all in the point, you use that, you have other people that shoot at the same time, you can wipe the whole team without any problem.
Killing spree.
With this emitter build, my shield is great. It comes back often, it's bigger, it's just pretty good. And you need this sustain because this is the weak point of this frontline is the self-sustain is really, well, apart from the fact that it's a selfish character, but the self-sustain is not great. We are arriving slowly at the end. I might have once more my ultimates, especially because they're going to try to do a last stand. They actually caught up a lot with our score, and I have it, and boom! Daldia! And that will be the end because their team is half dead, if not more, and by the time they come back, we're already at 25 points. Even without your ultimate, you can actually kill a lot of people. Like this weapon is ridiculous.
I will pass judgment.
Here, I'm like checking my life. So check your life because it doesn't have that much life. Check your cooldown for emitter, and that's how you do it. Play of the game. I could have 3 play of the games from this game. Three times I was play of the game, but this one is the one they chose.
Let the battle begin.
About to go in the point, and they're trying to push it at the end, I think. And blum! Okay, let's see the stats of not much shielding, but look at the damage, more than 100k, that's what's good. And finally, my number one is Thorvald. Who is he? So he's a not mobile shielder that can do a lot of damage and has a lot of good sustain. So I really like him. I have 3 different builds: control, no control, or anti-control, control, anti-control, no control, and pure tank. I think I took pure tank for this one because I need the shielding. What does he have? He throws thing with his gauntlet, you can see here, he has a nullify, which is a ray that silences and does damage at the same time. You can sometimes do builds around it. You have the protection that you put on someone. I'll explain why it's a problem. And finally, the recharge for yourself. As you see at the bottom left, you have 1800 shield that is that you can put. So you basically recharge your gauntlet. The cooldown is fairly alright, and the shield comes really fast. And that's why you have a fairly good amount of sustain. So he's like a mid-range frontline. So he's he could be used as a bruiser. He's resilient enough to be put fairly close to the enemies, but be careful. Be careful what? Because there's only one thing I hate about, well, there are two things I don't like about this character. One, I can't seem to use the throwing the shield at someone really well. It doesn't aim properly, and I spam and it doesn't work, and I need to work on this. But this is really annoying when you're in the middle of a fight and you can't put the shield where you want. And if at least you put it on someone, but it's not the right one, well, okay, fine. You know what? But I just can't put it. And his lack of mobility, he doesn't have any escape. So that's why you can't go too ham, because if you go a little bit too far, you're gonna get destroyed. Though you have a fairly good amount of sustain, like 1800 plus 5000. Like, it's a lot of health point. If you go too far, because it's like 15 seconds on the gauntlet, you can get it down with a few cards. This is just this one. I don't remember what I put on this one. So yeah, be careful about your positioning. I know you could say that about everyone, but be careful about your positioning. Like here, I wanted to put it on him just before he dies, and I couldn't do it. And I don't know if it's me or the mechanics are not good. I haven't decided yet. Maybe it's entirely possible. I managed to stay away, so I'm waiting for my cooldown. Remember, this shield doesn't have any decay, which means it stays on you. Contrary to Rukis' emitter, so that's important. Here there was a good shield on someone who was taken by Genos' grab. His ultimate I'll show you. You're not welcome here. Good shield. His primary weapon does a fair amount of damage, not too bad. This is the ultimate. He pushes with the ray, pushes everyone very far. And it could be excellent on a point. This was used, but like imagine you have 4 people on a point, you want to get them up. It doesn't do that much damage, but he pushes so far that as long as there's no obstacle, it keeps going for 3 seconds. And if there's a hole, they die. So like you would have the satisfaction of doing it with Lucio in Overwatch, boom. Well, this is even easier. The only difference, it's an ultimate, so it's hard to find. But like if I go at the top left and get them and put from the flank, whoop, I can just put 3 people at the same time in the hole. So this is really a character I love. So my 2 frontlines will be Ruckus and him for a while. We'll talk about the other frontlines at the end of the video. But right now, if I start rank, this will be my main frontline, I think. Depending on the situation, if I need a pure frontline or if I need a bruiser, I'll take Ruckus. But I'm gonna have to be careful about positioning, and it's all about the cooldowns basically, and managing to put the shields. The thing is, people don't expect you to put shields on them, so it's not like Zarya where you're like you know that you should have had a shield on her. So even if you mess up a little bit, it's not too bad, at least not the highest level. But this shield is really good. Put some of that. I don't know if there's a patch or it's just me, but I really don't feel comfortable because I can't put it where I want. For example, Genos with his support, I'll show you in the next week video, has a flower that he put on someone, and the aiming is really, really good. And on this, I can't do it. It seems that there's a bit of a time before it sets on someone, and if they move too fast, you can't do it anymore. I'll keep working on this, and that's how it goes. The rest of the game is more that we are look at the score at the top. We are destroying them. They just can't go on the point. Here, I'm trying. I can't. Yeah, click. You can hear click. It's just still my favorite frontline right now. Okay, you go away. And you wait. I decided to push them off the points. Which means my health cooldown at the bottom had to be restarted. And because of that, I will die. Manage your health. Kronos is good. Heaven is good. Life Rip is okay. Cauterize, why not? Depending on the situation. It's a fairly classic thing. There's nothing especially. You could... Kronos is still the best because... Nibble could be good, but the advantage of moving a little bit faster for him, because its percentage is fairly slow and doesn't really matter, but you need your shields as many times as you can. So I would advise you to take Kronos as a yellow item. And that's gonna be the end of the game. But I love him. He was on a rotation, on the free rotation, and as soon as I saw him, I bought it.
Victory.
And here we are again in order to describe the numerous frontlines that I don't have. To be perfectly honest, I think the next one I'm gonna take is a frontline. I like the ones I have, but yeah. So, I've never seen him. To be perfectly honest, I've never seen him play. Oh no, I've seen him play. Okay, this is the one. This guy, basically, as a fire one. It's like heavy repeater, so the bulwark, a gauntlet with 6,000 health, regenerates while inactive. Okay, search forward, grabbing, stunning, and throwing the first enemy you in contact. This is quite annoying, I must admit. Like, it's cool. Battle shout, let a fearsome shout, briefly counting damage, immunity to yourself, heal yourself and your allies for 1,000 health. It's like a hybrid between a healer and a tank. And overpower target enemy and drag them to you. You may move your powerless victim as you see fit, or send them fly with a mighty blast. Oh yeah, you can literally get them out of the map. The only thing, it's mono target. On principle, it's not bad, and it's quite cool, but 60,000, so I don't know about it. Her, 60,000 too, but I like her hash, the war machine. She's cool. She has a burst cannon, shrapnel, and it explodes in AoE, kinetic burst rate. It's like to empower your next your next burst cannon. Shoulder bash is a rush, with a nutback. And the siege shield is deploy a shield that advances forward. If you played Overwatch, it's like Symmetra 1. It's just a lot slower, from what I remember. And finally, as a double leap forward and plant your banner in the ground, dealing 600 damage on impact, and damage immune zone for yourself the last 8 seconds. Which is excellent to take points. I don't know if I'm going to take it, we'll see. Barrick, it makes me think a lot about Torbjorn. So, he has a turret. You can't improve it, but he has a turret. He has a blunderbuss, which is a sort of shotgun. But he's really not efficient from afar, contrarily to Torbjorn. He has a barricade, which he can put in front of the turret. So this is akin to what Orisa has in her kit. And he has an escape. And finally, the dome shield is quite good. It's 20 of a dome shield for 6 with a flamethrower turret inside. So basically, you have a setup of your turret and a shield on top of it, which is quite cool, I must admit. Maybe I'm mistaken about this guy, I don't know. She looks really cool. First, she looks really cool. Inara, I really like her design. I don't know why. She's also 60,000, which is why I haven't taken her. She, everything of her abilities are around stone spears. Stone in general. So she has a spear, tick, so 3 damage like this. Like a little bit, like I know I'm comparing Overwatch a lot, but that's normal. Like the secondary shoot of Genji. Oh, sorry, that was a bottle of water. Defensive state, it's in order to increase your, to reduce the damage and increase the healing, which is really good if you have a dedicated healing. Or if you have someone like Yin. That's a name, huh? Ying? Yeah, that's the name. When you have a dedicated healer or an AoE, it allows you to really be tanky, and that's the point. Watersfield, it's a slow, so it would be like Heroes of the Storm, but most of you don't play it. But basically, it's a beacon, and it slows people around, which is quite good. I don't think anyone has that in Overwatch. And it passes a wall such as Maze Wall, Very good. And the seismic crash, throw your spear, passing through shield and passing through shields is extremely important. She's also an anti-shield, which is really good. Stunning any enemies within 40 units with impacts for 2 seconds, dealing 500 damage. She doesn't do that much damage, but got it. And CC and anti-CC and sustain are really good from what I looked. So we can.
You are not welcome here.
You are not welcome here. So this might be my next priority. We'll see how it goes. Makua. Makua is the only one at 30,000. As you can see at the top right, I can take a character of 60,000 or take 2 last characters at 30,000. So I don't know yet. But is good. It looks a bit boring, to be perfectly honest. That's my thing. So the design is okay. Big total. So it's a cannon every second, so it's quite slow and it's only short range, so it needs to be in the front line. It's a front line, that's normal, but some of the front lines are a little bit hybrid and then put in the middle. Dredge anchor, it's a hook. So exactly like Roadhog. Retaking your shell and spinning forward, knocking back enemies, so it's CC, so control, cow control, blah 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 blah, and you just annoy them. And the shield is you have a shield around you that blocks enemy fire for 4 seconds and 6,000 health. 6,000 is really quite big, so it's quite useful, I must admit. And finally, the ancient rage. Drop your cannon, swing your anchor. And at the same time, you have a very big boost of health of 5,000, which more than doubles your health pool. So it's like a proper tank. He's not only a front line, he's a tank. It can take a lot of beating before going down. So you can play him as a solo tank, for example, pure defensive. His damage is not great, but he has a bit of CC, which is not bad at all. So yeah, you know, why not? What's left? Finally, there's only one left. It's Terminus. Terminus looks cool again. I think the design is really nice. He reeks of power, and that's what I like about this character. I think the colors are really well chosen. So he's 60,000 too, so that's a bit much. His abilities. Massacre Axe is, so it's one of the rare, there are some, but like for the front line is one of the rare characters that has only melee attacks, which means that you have to be in people's face. It does a lot of damage though, this melee. The Calamity Blast is you fire a projectile from this, and you can store it, the Calamity Charge. So you can either decide to put 1 by 1 or to throw more if you need a burst of damage, which is quite cool for a front line. The Shadowfall is a leap and a lot of damage, and on the same time it slows down people. The Power Siphon is it absorbs enemy range attacks, and that's how you store the Calamity Charge. So, and you say you may store up to 4. I've seen a few times in my plays in my games, like it's a purple power tunnel, and so he's completely invincible because all the bullets come here, and if you the more you absorb and the more he gives, you can bring them back with a Calamity Blast. And finally, Reanimate, you return to life with a lot of so this is the guy again that goes in the middle and wreaks havoc on positions, for example. I don't think it's that good on a team deathmatch, for example, because he needs to actually have people around him. He needs to be in the middle and just destroying everyone, be on the front line, absorbing Calamity Blast, go in the middle, he dies, he reanimates, and boom. So this is also one I really like. So I don't know if I'm going to buy one. I'm not going to do it now because I haven't decided. I might buy the last 2, 3, 30,000 characters, and after that I only have 60,000. It's done, and I know for a fact that after that I'm going to have to wait. But so the only one is basically I would buy Makua just for the sake of having under the front line. So that's it. That's the video. I know it's a bit shorter than the other one because I decided to do only team deathmatch because actually I can put the whole game and it's not that long. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do I have another like you had fun watching it. If you have any advice like on which one I should take first, for example, of the new frontline, please put it under. If you have critics, if you feel like you have to criticize something I said, don't hesitate. That's the point. No problem. And hopefully I'll see you in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Allez. Au revoir.